Good morning. I'm Alan Cantor, a worship associate and member of the Unitarian Universalist Area Church at First Parish in Sherburne. Our welcome this morning from Monica Jacobson Tennyson. What is it that calls you here, that calls you onward, that calls you inward, that leads you homeward? What is it that gives you the power to make that change, to ask that question, to take that journey? What is it that says you have done well, that asks you to learn more, that brings you to stillness, that holds you up in hard times? It is relationship, the beating heart of our faith. It begins when we share this hour, our truths, this air, our hearts. Come, let us worship together.
Good morning, everyone. It's so good to see many of you. This morning we have several announcements. So first of all, everyone is muted, and please grab a chalice. We'll be lighting our chalice together later in the service. We are recording this, so we invite you to keep your camera on, but just know that you are maybe on camera as well. We will be having a virtual coffee hour for 20 minutes after the service. So stick around, say hi to the other members of your community, and please just stay on the Zoom call until the end, and you'll be sorted right into coffee hour groups. Check your email for news and announcements. That's where you can find all of the things that we have coming up. I want to just draw your attention to a few things that are happening in December that we're very excited about. So first of all, next weekend, we will be having a bag pickup, much like the boxes that you had for worship in the beginning of the church year. We will be having a bag for December worships that will have Christmas Eve candles along with a number of other holiday goodies. So please go to church next weekend. Check your weekly email for the time, but next weekend the pickups will happen and you'll be able to get all of the things that you will need for December worships. You'll also be able to get some greens for decking the halls in your own homes instead of decking the halls at church. So set aside some time next weekend to pick that up. You can do that anytime. On December 19th, Saturday, December 19th, we know that so many of you are really, really missing our sanctuary, and we are as well. Saturday the 19th, we are opening up our sanctuary to members of our community to come by for 15-minute slots to spend time in our sanctuary on your own. You'll need to sign up ahead of time. We'll have a sign-up genius coming out very soon for you to claim a slot. But you'll be able to come by and see our decorated sanctuary, spend time there on your own. You can pray, you can listen to music, you can meditate, you can just walk around and sit in your favorite pew, sit in a pew you've never sat in before. It's yours for that 15 minutes. So take a peek at the email for that sign up genius. Also, I want to say a big thanks to our parish elves, Gage, Heath, and Peter Swanson, who have made our sanctuary, our indoor and outdoor space, just so beautiful. Take a drive by the church if you haven't already. It is so beautiful right now. Thank you to Gage and Peter. They are the best parish elves. A lot of other virtual things are happening this December. We have a virtual carol sing happening. Our pageant, we're doing a virtual pageant. It's going to be so awesome on the 20th. And Christmas Eve, we have a burning of the grudges, an adapted burning of the grudges. There's going to be a lot of good things happening in December. So again, check your weekly email, and that's the place that you will be able to find all of this information. If you are visiting with us this morning, I invite you to fill out the visitors form, which is in the chat box. We would love to get to know you, to say hello. And that's it for our regular announcements. I have a special and sad announcement as well, which is that Maria Salameo Schmidt, a member of our community, has gone into hospice this week for her cancer. And today, and we have also learned that the entire family has been diagnosed with COVID this week as well. So it's a very tough time for their family, and we are holding them in our hearts as they are going through this hard time. Members of their friend network in Holliston have organized a car parade for them this afternoon at noon. And our congregation is warmly invited. We know that the timing is a little tough, so if you're interested in going, it's near Vine Street. It's on Vine Street in Holliston. Showing up at 12:15 is okay, and if you'd like to join, just go ahead and show up on Vine Street in Holliston to show the family some support. And if you can't join, we would love to have you hold them in your hearts and send some love into the universe for Maria and for her whole family. So we are going to break out into coffee and to welcome breakout groups very briefly to say hello, to greet one another. We'll have a few minutes just to meet a few new people, say hello, and then we'll come back here and continue with our service.
Look east, the time is near of the crowning of the year. Make your house fair as you are able. Trim the hearth and set the table. People look see to taste. Love the guest is on the way.
And Alan Cantor, a member of our worship associates, and I will lead the opening words. The words will be displayed on the screen. Please join in the responsive part led by Alan. In this season of waiting, this time when the days grow shorter and the nights longer,
as we keep watch for hope and peace, joy and love to be born in our midst.
may the wings of the Spirit open softly within us,
gracing us with inspiration so that our waiting itself
becomes the place of a new creation. And I invite you to join in singing our opening hymn, O Come, Emmanuel. The words will be in the chat box.
O come, Emmanuel, and with your captive children dwell.
If you have a chalice, we invite you to grab that this morning and light it along with the Warby family. Each week, a family in our congregation has been lighting the chalice and leading us in our covenant. So please join the Warby family this morning in lighting the chalice and say the covenant along with them.
Morning, everybody. The whole Warby family is not here. The kids are sledding. Okay. Love is the spirit of this church, and service its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek truth and love, and to help one another.
And today marks the second week in the season of Advent, a time we have set aside to prepare for and make room for the holy. On the first Sunday of Advent, we lit a candle for hope. And today, on the second Sunday of Advent, we light a candle for peace. We celebrate the hope and peace that are the spirit of this season. And please join us in singing our doxology, the words you can find in the chat box.
Hey everybody, I'm in my basement. It's Wonderbox time. And Indy, I wonder if you can spotlight me so I'm nice and big. Oh my gosh, that looks so scary. All right, welcome to my basement. This is where the snake happened. And there's a few bikes just in the background, but don't pay any attention to that. This is where the real work happens in this house. I'll get in trouble for that actually when I go back upstairs to my family. All right, so listen, the reason I'm down here today is that I've been thinking a lot about the season and how much we've had to like power on and power up and how much noise there is. This light is really strong. I'll stand back a little bit. There we go. And just how intense it is, right? And I've been wondering about how the sound of all of that sounds. And especially for the kids, if you're close up to the screen, if you want to come up to the screen, I've been wondering for you, like how the constantness of school feels for you. All the tests, all the trying to get the Wi-Fi codes, trying to get the screen share to work, all the teachers. And I wondered kind of what that sounds like. And the thing that I had in mind when we have to power on and do that, get ready. It never stops. But then we need to unplug. It's Friday, it's the weekend. You can put school away for a little bit. And I just want us to notice what it sounds like. It's unplugged from all the school stuff and the work stuff too, and just be still. And then I was thinking about what it sounds like to be worried about the future. And I mean, The pandemic is really bad right now. What's going to happen in the winter? What's going to happen in the spring? What's going to happen over the holidays? And just the worry about all of that. And I've been thinking a lot about what the sound can feel like. It just is like, it can be never ending, and it can be an intense sound. At least it is for me. So I was looking around my workshop, trying to figure out what that sound would sound like. And then I found this. But we need to let our worries go. We need to unplug from our worries, unplug from the saw of worry all the time. And I want us to fit with this is the outlet. It's right there. And we can take this away and we can put it away. And I just want us to notice and feel the stillness of that. And last, I was just, I mean, Zoom worship has been great, but just the constant connection through the screen and screens can feel too much. It can feel noisy. It can feel loud. It can feel like it just kind of sucks the life out of you. So I began to think about what that would sound like. Ready? It just never stops. It never stops. It just sucks your life away. What? We can make it stop. We can unplug, my friends. We want you to be here for worship, but we want you to put the screens away too. Just to let it suck the life out of you. Get outside. It's a beautiful day. Later this afternoon. And just be present. Oh, and important, Aaron Collier says, kids, do not try any of this at home. Safety advisement. I want us all to find some stillness in them, and also some fun safely in the midst of this moment. And I love you. And next we'll have our prayer time, which will be the stillness that we all need after this kind of terrifying Wonder Box with one of your ministers. I'll see you in a bit.
Hello, friends. From that quite noisy Wonder Box, let's all take a moment now to sort of settle our minds, our bodies, and enter into time for prayer, meditation, for quiet. Whether today you are feeling anxious, especially after that, or patient, or tired, or peaceful, just notice what's going on for you and acknowledge it, make some space for it, let it be. And relax yourself, your hands, your face. Close your eyes for a moment, take a moment to breathe deeply together. Let's do this together. Take a deep breath in and let it out again. And I invite you to sing along with or listen to our call to prayer, Just Dark of Winter.
Dark of winter, soft and still, your quiet calm surrounds me. Let my thoughts go where they will.
And here in the light of our sanctuary, we invite our prayers this morning. And we begin with our prayers for loved ones. And in particular, if you were, as Heather mentioned during the announcements about the Salameo Schmidt family and Maria entering hospice. So we hold her and her family in the light. And friends, please use our chat box to put in the loved ones that you'd like us to hold into the light as well. For Mitchell as a heart issue. For Maria and her family. For Paul, who's also recovering from a heart issue. For all families losing loved ones to COVID. For Benjamin, who died in September, whose birthday was yesterday. Again, for the Schmidt family, for the healthcare workers, for our daughter Christy and our granddaughters Kayla and Ali. For Dolly Castellanos, it's Kathleen Castellanos' mom. And for the elders who are isolated and for all who are lonely. And the frontline workers. Mary is a neighbor of Kathy Greer. For Colton. So friends, as these loved ones continue to come in, please continue with those and then also extend out your lens of prayers to the world in which we live. For the children we sponsor in Haiti. For all the nurses and doctors. For all the children at the border, for those who suffer from hunger and violence and oppression, for those who are homeless without safe shelter this winter, for immigrant neighbors who cannot pay their rent, for all who still think that the pandemic is a hoax. Yes, friends, so many. For all those who were threatened by eviction. And as our lens, of course, extends out into the world, let it also find its way into all the things that we can and still are grateful for this season. And please enter those into our chat box as well. Yeah, for electrical safety for me, that's true. For the incoming administration, I'd like to say a special thank you to Gage and Peter for their lights. Billidos for Elizabeth's first birthday, to our wonderful UIC community and winter sunshine. The Women's Alliance for Kathy Healy yesterday in the boxwood bushes. For our Covenant group. Molly for the engagement of our Eliza. Oh, wow. Congratulations, Eliza. For each new day. For all these Thanksgivings, friends. Let us pray together. Spirit of life and God of many names and no name. This is the season of anticipation, of expecting things and of hoping things and of wanting things that feel so far out of reach. This is the time of expecting the arrival of something or someone. We're waiting. This is the time of living in darkness, in the hues of unknowing, of being quiet, of reflecting on a year that's almost gone. It feels like such a long year. Waiting for a new beginning, for a closing or an end. This is the time for thinking about the lessons that the last year has brought us and of wondering about the future for which we are waiting. Waiting for a world where we can go out and see families and loved ones again. Waiting for a world when politics is not happening via Twitter. Waiting for a bridge to span all of the worries of this last year into this new year. Waiting for a promise or a hope. Let us be helped for all of this and for all of those things that we are waiting. Let us help one another as we wait. Let us be held in stillness together. So friends, once again, this morning we will share our offering outside of our church walls. The generosity the community has shown this year and last year has just been, it's been simply extraordinary. Over like $20,000 in the last numbers that I saw just over the last year, which is just remarkable. So we all celebrated our Thanksgiving holiday as much as we could, at least last week. And we wanted to give our offering this morning in recognition of the impact that I guess that, you know, our country's founding has had on Native Americans and the way in which that holiday means something entirely different for that community. So today's offering will be shared with the North American Indian Center of Boston. It was originally established in 1969 when it served as the hub of social and civil rights activities for the American Indian community in the city. And since then, the center has provided cultural, social, and educational and professional services to all New England Native American community for 50 years and is actually the oldest urban Indian center in Massachusetts. Their mission, in a sentence, is to empower the Native American community with the goal of improving the quality of life of Indigenous peoples. And it's a terrific organization and what I discovered about it this week. So thank you again for your generosity. We will, as we have been since March, using Realm, our online giving platform. In just a moment, I'll put up a slide. You'll see a slide, I should say, from India about how to do that. Many thanks, friends, for your continued generosity.
It's the season of grace coming out of the void, where a man is saved by a voice in the distance. It's the season of possible miracle cures, where hope is currency and death is not the last unknown. Where time begins to fade and age is welcome home. It's the season of eyes meeting over the noise and holding fast with sharp realization. It's the season of cold making warm, the divine intervention. You are safe here, you know. Now, don't forget, I love you. Don't forget, I love you. It's the season of scars and of wounds in the heart, of feeling the full weight of our burdens. It's the season of bowing our heads in the wind and knowing we are not alone in fear, not alone in the dark. Don't forget, I love you.
Our reading this morning is Blessing for Waiting by Jan Richardson. Who wait for the night to end, bless them. Who wait for the night to begin, bless them. Who wait in the hospital room, who wait in the cell, who wait in prayer, bless them. Who wait for news, who wait for the phone call, who wait for a word, who wait for a job, a house, a child, bless them. Who wait for one who will come home, who wait for one who will not come home, bless them. Who wait with fear, who wait with joy, who wait with peace, who wait with rage, who wait for the end, who wait for the beginning, who wait alone, who wait together, bless them. Who wait without knowing what they wait for or why, bless them. Who wait when they should not wait, who wait when they should be in motion, who wait when they need to rise, who wait when they need to set out, bless them. Who wait for the end of waiting, who wait for the fullness of time, who wait emptied and open and ready, who wait for you, oh bless.
So the day after Thanksgiving, I went for a walk with my mom. 6 feet apart and masked, we went around Ponkapog Pond in the Blue Hills. I have only hugged my mom a few times since March, which is so much more than most I know. One stolen hug, masked, holding our breaths, the day that my sister got married in May with just 6 of us in attendance. And then again, a week in the summer after we all got tested and took a vacation in Maine. We had decided not to try to see each other over Thanksgiving. It's not that special of a holiday for my family of origin, but Christmas, oh, Christmas, we would try for Christmas, we decided. My mom and my sister and I all live within an hour's drive of one another, so it is entirely possible for us to see each other. And yet, the day after Thanksgiving, we started talking about whether seeing each other for Christmas would be feasible. With kids in both households in daycare, how long would we need to quarantine for? What would the surge of cases look like after Thanksgiving? Would it be possible? Would it be safe? I know so many of you are making these calculations. Who it is safe to see and under what circumstances. What you can sacrifice and how to navigate relationships and who you will need to disappoint and what risks are tolerable and what you need to maintain your emotional and physical health. And let me be very clear, I am not here to judge anyone. I can't know what factors you are weighing and how and what decisions you are contending with these days in these impossible, unfair, unprecedented daily decisions we are all faced with. What is safe for me? What is safe for others? What is my responsibility to the greater good? I know these holidays are not going to look anything like they have in the past for almost any of us. We all know this. And yet I notice the longing within myself. It is so strong, it is so present, so compelling. That longing for normalcy, for connection, for the comfort of traditions and routines, for not missing out on time with the people I love. And as my mom and I weighed these factors, would it be possible? Would it be safe? We ultimately decided not to spend Christmas Day together. It was one of those decisions that, while I hated everything about it, as soon as I said it out loud, I knew it was the right thing. I have been finding myself getting so impatient as news of a vaccine came out last month, as the return to normalcy, whatever that is, seems so possible, so close. And even though there are some parts of normal that I hope we don't return to, I am waiting. I am waiting to be able to go into my sister's house for a meal. I am waiting for a vaccine to be widely available. I am waiting for Inauguration Day. I am waiting for 2020 to be over already. Please, God. I am waiting for a world that is not yet here. I am getting impatient. Waiting. In this season of Advent, I have been thinking a lot about what it means to wait. I've been thinking a lot about what it means to wait when we don't know what the future will bring. What it means to wait when we have a sense of what the future holds, but not when it will come. What it means to wait when we feel helpless to control the outcome, to wait when all there is to do is wait. And I'm thinking this Advent about what it means to live in that in-between space where we know everything is about to change, but it hasn't yet. Advent is the season of waiting for Jesus's birth. Jesus, who in the Christian tradition is promised to bring salvation, a word that at its core just means healing. And there is so much in the story about waiting for a new world, a baby who represents that healing and liberation, a baby born amidst the suffering, born in the most unlikely of places. And I think about how Mary and Joseph must have waited, like all expectant parents wait with hope and fear and wonder. I think about how the wise people must have waited for their scientific studies and their knowledge to be taken seriously. I think about how the shepherds must have been waiting for someone in power to say that their lives mattered, to create a society that reflects that. And I think about how we are waiting too. We are waiting for the end of this pandemic. We are waiting for a world of justice and liberation. We are waiting for things in our own lives too. And I wonder, in the waiting, how do we live in this old world, the world as it is right now, when we can catch glimpses of the new one, the one that isn't here yet? And that in-between living, the living in the world that is, while working toward and waiting for the world that our hearts know is possible. And in some cases, the world that we can see coming not too far away. It can both be excruciating and beautiful. Because I believe it is our job as people of faith to live with a foot in both worlds, the world as it is and the world that is yet to be, and to carry hope and to be faithful to our values, and as we live into the world that is not yet, as we make a bridge between these two worlds. In Spanish, the word, and in other languages too, the word for wait and hope are the same, esperar. To wait is to hope for something. To hope is to wait for something that is not yet. I've noticed this December that the more impatient I get with the waiting and the hoping, the less I am able to be present to what is happening right now, to what is good, to what is real. The more I focus on what is not, Christmas Eve at church, holiday concerts, family parties, hugging my mom and my sister, the less I can see what is. That my household, the people I have lived with now for almost a decade, we will get to spend our first and perhaps our only Christmas day together. That the time spent in our house has meant already more decorations, more lights, more baking, more greenery. That the 3-year-old I live with is so excited about the season that his voice goes up a full octave every time he talks about something Christmas related. And so I've been asking myself this week, as we can see a vaccine and the hopeful end of this phase of the pandemic that we have been in for almost 10 months, but we are not there yet. We still have a ways to go, a ways to wait while we live with more distance between us than we would like. I've been asking myself, who do I want to be in the waiting? And for me, that means I want to be someone who is present in the waiting, able to enjoy the holiday I do have instead of the holiday I don't have. I want to be someone who I am proud of, living my values in the waiting, in the in-between time, being patient as I can be for the sake of the greater good, loving the people I love in the ways that I can love them right now, even if we can't be together. And friends, I wonder, whatever it is you are waiting for, what kind of person do you want to be in the waiting? What kind of person do you want to be while we live in that space between the world that is right now and the world that is not yet? My dear friends, this Advent season, my hope for you is that you find patience in your waiting, that you are able to be present to what is more than to what is not. I hope that you are able to rest, because waiting is exhausting, and so is living like this. My hope for you is that you are able to find beauty and meaning and love in the world as it is right now, while you are doing your small part, that's something that is not nothing, to bring about the world that is not yet. And this holiday season, most of all, hello, Phoenix. This holiday season, most of all, I hope that you know deep down, I hope that you have friends that keep you warm and cozy. I hope that you know deep down that you are not alone, that we are here together with you and for you and alongside you. May it be so, and amen. I'd like to just give a moment of gratitude that this is the first time in almost 10 months of doing online church that I've been this interrupted. Let's join in singing our closing hymn, number 83, Winds Be Still. The words will be in your chat box.
Winds be still, storm clouds pass and silence come. Peace grace this time with harmony. Fly, bird of hope, and shine, light of love, and in calm let all find tranquility. Bird, fly high, lift our gaze toward distant view. Help us to sense life's mystery. Fly high and far, and lead us each to see how we move through the winds of eternity. Light shining, illuminate our inward view. Help us to see with clarity. Shine bright and true, so we may join our songs in new sounds that become full symphony.
Please join in sharing our call to ministry. We go forth into the world in peace, to act with works of love, to affirm each person's dignity, and to cherish the living earth. Beloved, as we move into this season of waiting, let us wait into the world that we know is possible. Let us wait while we are being the people that we want to be. Let us wait with hope and with love and with connection. And may we know at our core that we are waiting together even as we are apart. May it be so, and amen.